Hey, welcome to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Bradley.
I'm Rod.
And today we're checking out The Few and Cursed.
Yes,
Look at
it! It's great.
Awesome.
Now, I got an email about this game, and they said, hey, this is a Kickstarter that is being delivered. Do y'all want to check this out? And I just looked at the miniatures. I looked at the board. I looked at the artwork, and I was like, send it to us.
Yes.
So take that into consideration that we did not pay for this copy of the game, but we're going to give you our rating on it. And we do that in a simple way. We have a 1-die rating. Is it a green? Go buy this game and add it to your collection. White, maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. Or then red, don't buy it, don't play it because you hate it.
Stay away from it.
So here we go. We're all going to give our rating on the game and reveal.
White.
Whoa.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever had a 3 white before.
And it's a shame. It's kind of a shame because I really, anyway.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. So, okay, this game is a deck building game. So you start out the game with your own asymmetric deck of cards that is just for your player, and then your player has a special ability, a character ability that they have. And the premise of the game is that you are trying to survive in this post-apocalyptic world that also has these cursed beings in it. And the game is taking place somewhere out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And so you start the game in San Andreas, and then you kind of spread out and you go to all these different locations, ruins, canyons, desert, and then these cursed locations. And so really quickly, the way that a round works is you're going to draw 2 cards, and you pick one. That is the deck building aspect of the game. So you don't have to buy them. There's no market, anything like that. Just choose one of those. It goes into your deck. And then you have an encounter. So think kind of like Dead of Winter maybe, where wherever you're at, you pick a card, and then you read whatever the flavor text is on that, and then you make some decisions. Sometimes it's good.
Sometimes it's bad. Like if you're in the middle of the desert and you're out of water, it's probably going to be bad.
Yeah.
Probably going to be bad.
So here's one. I'll just read it real quick. A merchant appears to have set up his shop in these ruins. He greets you and sets out his wares. You may take shopping actions as if you were in San Andreas. Or maybe if you were in the canyon, it says, a bullet kicks up dirt and embeds itself in the ground next to you. It takes you a moment to realize a sniper has you in their crosshairs. You can either spend 3 movement or stand your ground and lose a heart.
That's so cool. And it changes. Like, again, if you're in a town, you can kind of picture it all in your head. I've got this old building over here, or I'm in a canyon and I see a little shimmer of something up on the rock, and it's a sniper. Oh, yeah. It's very cool. Very thematic.
And then they have these cursed cards, because there are cursed locations on the board, and then there are cursed cities that you go into. And these are even more thematic in that they have artwork that goes along with them. So it's a wicked world, and then they have things that you could do, or Keola Springs Mine, and you could collect some water or discard something to gain a heart. So it's that kind of experience which really leans into the thematic, exciting...
Yeah, like a role-playing game almost.
Yes, exactly. And I'll say, the theme, I hope, is carried out well enough that even playing the game, I don't know anything about the comics, but now that we've played it some, I'm ready to go check them out, because the world seems cool. The encounters, I want to read more about that. I want to see more about these people that I'm seeing on the artwork.
That's high praise, right? Yeah. To be able to say, I've never heard anything about the comic, but because of this board game, I want to go to it. So make sure that you hear that in our review today, that this is a real solid game and that there's a lot of cool stuff going on in it. So what do you do on your turn? You get the cards, then you have an encounter, and then you're able to do something. So sandbox feel. Now if I'm in San Andreas, I could get some jobs that I need to do. Maybe this is like a pick up and deliver style, or maybe it's I need to be in this location and I will score some points or earn some money. And then they have upgrades that you can do to your character. So think, I'm going to get guns. I'm going to get, whatever items that I'm going to add on to my character that's going to allow me to do cooler things or maybe break the rules in a certain way. And then there are 2 piles of wanted people that you're trying to attack, bounties that you're going on. And so there's these over here that are going to be, they just rotate out. So you defeat it, it flips over, it reveals a new one. You defeat it, it flips over. So these never go away. They're just constantly there. But then you have the most wanted pile on this side that is an actual stack of characters. And you defeat it, and then a monster is going to appear in the game. And so that's what these are right here. There are 4 different baddies that could come out into the game that you're going to fight. And that's really cool. These are player driven, so if you do not deplete these piles, these are not going to come up. Except for once you reach 21 fame, one of the monsters is going to come out on the game. When that monster comes out, he's going to automatically each round go closer and closer. If they make it into San Andreas, the game is over. That's pretty much it. You have 3 abilities that you're controlling on your character. You're controlling their health, bullets that help you with attack, and then cursed. Right. So there are some cards that will come out in the game in your deck that when you play them, it will cause your curse to go up or down. And if you pass a threshold for your character, you'll flip from their normal side to their curse side. And sometimes you even want to do that, maybe for a specific job.
So let's talk real quick about just components. We used to hit that all the time in our reviews, and this one's prime when it comes to components. I mean, it's just the artwork is fantastic. The miniatures are great,
amazing.
It's well made. I mean, it's just the character cards, how the
dual layers,
the actual cards themselves are great. I mean, it's just they didn't skimp on anything on this portion of it, which is something that really pulled me into it. I don't want to say dragged it, because it pulled me into it, and I think helped a lot. And that's something I'd like to see more in the games that we play in the future. A lot of times they'll have poor quality miniatures or lousy art, but this they went all out on all of it.
This will be a game that if you ask somebody to come over and play with you, and you just send them a picture of what the game board looks like, they'll be like, "I'll be there. What time? 9 a.m. All right, let's play." There.
Exactly.
Even the specific characters that you play, some of them do better in towns. Some of them do better in the desert. Some of them do better on encounters, doing jobs. And so even though you all are trying to achieve the same goal, you all have different ways of doing it. And I think that's really appealing. I like Jimmy said, you don't have a market. You're not going after the same cards. It's all luck of the draw, which sometimes doesn't play through well, but because you get 2 and get to choose one, it kind of becomes a little more exciting. And of all the times that we played, I always got something helpful, but on the chance that I did have some trash that I wanted to get rid of, well, there's cards that allow you to do that too.
Get rid of stuff.
So it's kind of win-win.
So some of the negatives to the game that kind of took it out of the green range for me is the rule book is kind of a mess. And I say that kindly, but it feels like this is just... There are just things when you're reading a rule book where it doesn't tell you what it is, and then you have to go to the back of the rule book, and not even like in an index, but just in a random corner, you're like, oh, cursed, the cities are cursed. We've been trying to figure out where these cursed things are, and oh, that's how you do this. And so that definitely pulls you out of the game. And then there are even some things in the game that I just assumed, and because we're just not wanting to slow everything down, we're like, let's just say that's what it is. And so the rule book really needs correction, and so maybe they've done that on BGG, I don't know, but the rule book was kind of a mess for me.
So on your turn, you kind of plan out what actions you can do, how much attack you have, how much movement you have. Well, as far as movement goes, an in-game condition is taking all the artifacts out of the 4 corners. Well, that takes so many points that you just don't get through a game. Of all the times that we played, we never depleted the artifacts. And so that just made it to where not only did you not get the cool artifacts or get to use them for that matter, like you never may, draw them back over into your hand, you never got to the end of the game. By the time you get 75% through, you're just tapped.
Length of the game is too long. I very seldom would say that, but in this game it is. Because it was exciting for that first 75%, but then after that, I was ready for it to end. So it's kind of weird, because normally I enjoy long games. But this one, I guess, at that point, is just became, I don't know if I say repetitious is the right word, but it didn't play well at the end.
Anyway, so that's our review of The Few and Curse. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you played this game, or if you have played maybe some house rules of your own, let us know what you think in the comments on that. So
get out and have your friend buy it, and then play it.
Yeah, perfect.
Your buddy needs to buy it, and then you can play it.
Yes.
So.
Yep.
All right, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.